We've got high hopes for this contest with these two fighters. Should be a really good matchup. I'm Todd Grisham, and next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
It's time now for our tale of the tape. Terence "Bud" Crawford.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of... Fighting out of the red corner from Omaha, Nebraska, here is an acclaimed three-division champion of the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner from Surrey, England, and the famed boxing family, here is the son of the prince, Aadam Ahmed.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time, touch gloves, and get prepared for battle.
Which fans are going to be happy? Which fans are going to be sad? I don't know, but it's the argument I love.
You can tell both of these fighters are exuding confidence as they touch gloves, and here we go.
Box.
We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Nice job getting that punch through. Nice counter. Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. There was so much hype surrounding this match, I wonder if it can actually live up to the hype.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Lucky that hook didn't score.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
That punch has been his best weapon all fight long. Caught him. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. What would you tell this guy if he's got to do something? They ring the bell, and here we go. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Tried to score with a jab. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter shot. Trying to land that jab. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Gonna try and relax a little bit now. Fight a little differently. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round? And there's the bell to start the round. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Johnny, I love watching these lighter fighters just based on the hand speed and the foot movement. So impressive to watch. They have no respect for each other's punching power. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs. That punch is beginning to take its toll.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
They exchange punches. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Oh my goodness, what pace, what pace. They're like, do you know what a Yorkshire Terrier is, Todd? They're like little Yorkshire Terriers.
That jab won't score. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Wow, you know what, I've been in fights like that.
They ring the bell, and here we go. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
Punch scores. Swing and a miss with the jab. Here we go with the lightweights. Get ready to see some blazing hand speed and fancy footwork.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That punch has been his best weapon all fight long. How about that time counter shot? Nice punch. Stumbling around in potholes, in serious trouble. I thought we were going to see the finish there.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit.
Aadam has been dazed. Punch counter. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
And there's the bell to start the round. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Good counter punch. Solid punch. Can't land that jab. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Looks like a little change of strategy here. Trying to loosen up the... You can't do that too often or the referee is going to take the point.
Had to hold on, getting hurt every time the punches land.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Well done with that counter shot. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round.
And that's the right decision here. Veteran move to grab on, but as you know, you can't do it too often.
It tells me so much when a fight is holding on. It means they've been hurt, it means they're tired, or it means they don't know what to do.
Lucky that hook didn't score. These two featherweights are going to let their hands go, you know that.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it. Here he is bouncing on his toes, trying to get some energy.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nope, that uppercut does not score. Has to be careful. The referee's paused the action, and we'll take a look at that cut.
Okay, are you all right? Are you okay?
To the relief of the fans here, this fight will continue. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. A perfect counter shot. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Look at all that blood, but he's still wanting to come out for more. And there's the bell to start the round. What an action-packed round that was. Let's see what they have in store for us here.
Good work the last round. Be smart. Don't get too braggadocious. You'll get turned over and walk into a shot, and that's the last thing you want.
That one lands. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
You've got a couple of big units here, so I'm expecting power. You're going to have excitement. You're going to have drama, because when these guys slow down, that's when the punches are going to land.
Not so rigid anymore with the stance. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. All hands on deck. We are witnessing an upset in the making. And they're down, trying to make it up before 10 as the referee continues the count. Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that over and over again.
That's lights out right there.
One, two, three, four, five.
So he's back up, but at some point, Johnny, he's got to live to fight another day, doesn't he?
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels. Look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot.
And at some point, the corner needs to decide we have to protect our fighter. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
You've been put down. You've got to think right. Survive and then give it back the next round.
We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter-punching.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've got in the ring with fighters like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Looks like he's going to move around the ring a little bit more. Try some stick and move. A perfect counter shot. These two are the perfect dance partners. Swing and a miss with that jab.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
So he's going to shake off the cobwebs and bounce around the ring a little bit here. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Better be careful. The referee may take a point if he keeps clinching.
Yeah, you got to clinch. What the idea is just to get your opponent to complain to the referee. Get him to complain about the conditions. Get him to just feel uncomfortable. Keep doing unorthodox things. I don't mind.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That cut is going to cost. They ring the bell, and here we go. What a fight it has been so far. Wonder what we're going to see in this round.
What a round. I'm exhausted. They must be absolutely shattered. What could you tell a man when he comes back to the corner? You need the instructions to be simple, precise. Don't befuddle them because they're just shattered.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get him close.
And a wise move there to clinch.
Now, sometimes style makes fight, but this one, the styles just seem to be clashing.
What a nightmare scenario! And the referee will begin the count. 10 seconds to get up. I don't see any movement here. It looks like this one's going to be over. I need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6.
So he's back up again, but he's got to think about his personal safety and future here, doesn't he, Johnny?
But now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
Looks like a little bit of a strategy change here, loosening up the technique. Miss with that jab. As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be we just saw.
Can make or break a fighter.
And there's the bell to start the round. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
Nice counter. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax.
And he's being smothered here in the clinch and can't get his shots off.
You cannot do it too often because the referee's going to pull you apart and deduct a point.
How many more times is the referee going to let these fighters clinch each other without taking a point?
They need to be worried that the referee's not going to throw them out.
Whoa, and you saw the balance go. The knee, the foundation, rocked. Will the referee stop it? I don't believe what we're seeing here.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Perfect punch. Nice punch. Nice punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Whoa, wait a minute. Let me jump in for just a second. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. They're going to call the doctor over in a minute to check out these cuts.
My concern is the corner. Are they going to be too brave for their fighter?
They ring the bell, and here we go. They just gave us one hell of a round. Let's see if they'll do it again.
What a round. What have they got left? How can you get better than that? That is ridiculous. That's stuff you see on video games.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
They threw the hook. It didn't land. They exchanged punches. Pretty close fight here in this round. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up.
A very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Well, you know, in this division, you got to have speed and you got to have footwork or you're going to be a cooked goose.
I've seen some of...
And now going for the finish. And down goes Hamed. Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that on replay over and over again.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
So it's onward and upward after another knockout win here.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.